What's up, guys? It's me, Flat Earth Sage. I promised I was going to be doing this. I'm walking over to the Fredericksburg Police Department right now. Here to do a First Amendment constitutional audit. I've been living here a long time, and I kind of know how the police here operate, and I kind of know how Stafford nearby operates. But I'm curious to see if they respect my First Amendment right to be able to film. It's a cold, rainy day for an audit, but it's all good. We shall see what happens. Not to mention, I've never even been to the Fredericksburg Police Department before, so kind of curious to see how these guys operate. Want to wait for... Oh, we got one person here. Hey, what's up, Spring Rain? Yeah, I'm doing a First Amendment constitutional audit today. Just going by the publicly accessible areas and going to be recording the Fredericksburg Police Department. Just to make sure they understand that I have a right to film public property as long as I'm in public. Because there's a lot of photographers that are pepper sprayed, tased, grabbed, beaten by police officers just for filming, doing nothing else. So I'm going to go see if they respect my right to film or not. And, don't worry, if they tell me to leave, I'm going to leave. I'm not trying to get arrested. I appreciate that, Spring Rain. But we got someone else in here, too. All right. So, let's flip this around real quick. See how far I'll be able to get. What's up, Z Proxy? Oh, we got 3 people in here now. All right. This live's really kicking right now. Yeah, I know. I need to get some of that. Need to get me a body cam. I probably will eventually. But this is my first audit, so I'm going to go slow and simple. Remember, guys, it is your right to be able to do this. And if we don't exercise our rights, they're going to be taken from us. This is kind of why I want to do this. Or just they place the phone on your jacket fixed. Oh yeah, I could do that. If I do that, it's going to go into the wrong orientation. So... Fredericksburg Police Department right now. All right, let's keep moving. I'm gonna aim my camera down so I respect these people. Well, that's cool. Keychain hooks, hook it to your zipper. Oh yeah, I should do that. Oh, that's cool. Look at all this stuff they got here. This must be officers right here. Or, no, actually, I think it's people that donated. That's pretty cool. We got this right here. Dedicated as the last tribute to all Fredericksburg police officers lost their life in the line of duty. And don't get me wrong, I love good cops. That's why I'm here, is to show the bad cops how they should be. Never forgotten. Where else could I go and film? Well, legally, I can film anything I want. There's not really too much activity going on right now, but people looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, there's a smoke easy, so I could smoke a cigarette here if I wanted to. That's cool. Man, this place is dead. There's like nobody here at all. Like they ain't on their phones all the day. That's probably what they're doing right now. They're about to come out here, though. I'm sure they are. Ask me why I'm here. Make me look like I'm dumb for trying to do an amendment. Right. Oh, that's cool. Is that a dog statue right there? That's pretty dope. CT Inspire. Oh, okay. Maybe if I go near the gate, I can get some pictures of some unmarked vehicles. Maybe. We'll see. Sidewalk's down there. I'll go back to the sidewalk and keep filming. Technically, I can go inside and film if I want to. But it doesn't look like there's really anything going on in there. In fact, there's not even a whole lot of cop cars here right now. Maybe all the... I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they don't allow cell phones. That's their policy, though. And that's the whole point of me doing these videos, is to let people know that policy doesn't trump law. File a chemical report. That would be awesome. Meetup spot. Internet purchase exchange location? That's weird. Why is it right near the police department? Man, there's really nothing going on here at all. I was expecting to already be stopped by somebody. Is this the police impound lot? Or what is this? Well, we'll find out. Okay, here's something that I want to show people about. Coming up right here. If I want, I can take pictures straight in here if I want to. Oh, I can't. Wait, I can I? Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, wow, that's all I can zoom in. Police vehicles there. And the no trespassing sign, violators will be prosecuted. I don't plan on going behind that line at all. Man, there is like nobody here at all. Maybe I will have to go inside the police department. There's like nobody here. Usually I'll see cops coming in and out of here from time to time because this is where the city of Fredericksburg cops, their station's at. And I'm right in the city of Fredericksburg. Do a welfare check, see if they're alive. Yeah, I'm about to go inside and see. I didn't see any signs on the front door that said no cell phones or no recording. So I figure I should be good. I do have the 2018 DHS memo in case in case they give me problems. I don't know if it's going to get to that point. I'm only going to go in there, quickly record them, and then get out. All right. Go over here. And just to let you guys know, the point of this is not to get arrested. That is not my goal. There are auditors that won't give a damn and have bail money, but I do not. So I am not trying to get arrested. But after I finish this cigarette, I'll go in. Go right here next to the smoke easy. I don't see anybody in there at all. The blinds are shut and everything. I don't even know if I can get in. But if I can open the door and stuff, I'll definitely get in and record. Oh, let me adjust this. Oh. They got a lot of nice pictures that I might want to take photos and videos of. Hey, whoever just joined, welcome, man. Just doing a First Amendment constitutional audit. I'll go inside in a second after I finish my cig, guys. It's only like about 4, it's about 4 o'clock, somewhere around there. So I don't think that they're closed. I don't even know if a police department does close or not. I don't think I couldn't imagine they do, but there has to be some officers right now in there. They couldn't just leave that place unguarded. That would be ridiculous. Z-Proxy thinks I should do a welfare check on them. Oh, I think we have somebody coming out. How's it going? Are we on the air? Yes, we are, all around flat. Doing a First Amendment constitutional audit. We had one guy come out. I don't know if he was a police officer or not, but he didn't say much to me, so that's good. That's a good sign for the Fredericksburg Police Department. and also means that I can still get in. But because he was respectful to me, I'm not going to record his vehicle or anything, even though I could. Ugh. Are you armed? No, I'm not armed. I don't think I should be armed going in here. I do plan on, at some point... Jeez, man. Y'all hear that? That dude sped off like some shit. Armed by 2 fists. Yep, that's all I have. And I don't... I couldn't even use that, to be honest. Because they'll take me down quicker than anything. I'm not here to cause problems. I'm just here to see if they respect my right to record. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go in real quick. That's a really nice facility. Fredericksburg Police Department. Oh yeah. People here in Virginia, I think, are too afraid to do that, even though it is their constitutional right to be able to bear arms. I know people that'll carry AK-47s around their back, so. Man, this is the only public accessible area. Oh, there's the drug drop box right there. Yeah, this is the first time I've been in here. They actually it actually looks really nice. Wow, there's an old Fredericksburg police officer. Yeah, it's your right to do that. And if you do something like this, you should. Because who knows what cops will do. Sergeant Roy Glenn Wright. Sergeant William Franklin Mines. When is this? 1964? Oh man. That's funny, Z-Proxy. I mean, the odds of you getting arrested doing one of these are very low. I mean, I believe the only time it's an issue is if a public servant has a personal issue with what you're doing. Oh, there's the training room right there. Man, some hardcore crap goes on there, I bet you. Yeah, wearing a big black FUBU jacket, flip-flops, and jeans is is really gonna say I need a job. I don't know why my sound doesn't work on my earlier live chats. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't understand why. And when it's not working, I have no idea unless one of you guys tell me something. Should give you body armor. Oh gosh. Yeah, they should give me a Kevlar vest. Jack McKenzie. Patrick Lamb. This is like literally the quietest police department I've ever seen. I got extra armor. Plus, my tax dollars pay for this, so I might as well. I hear people talking. Records is closed for police. Assistants use the phone on the wall before you contact. Records will be closed. Okay, that's the records department right there. There's communication right there. That's a security area. I can't go in there. Tell them that the earth is flat. I'll try. If someone comes out, I'll try to talk to them about it. Oh, I didn't even see these guys up here. Whoa, this guy must be, oh, that's the chief of police right there. Hello.
Hello.
Do you read chat? I mean, yeah, I'm trying to. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Like bracket, open bracket, close bracket. What the heck kind of name is that? I'm trying to read the chat though, my friend. Best I can. Ugh. And here's the chief of police right there. David Nye. I wonder if he's related to Bill Nye. What do you guys think? Oh, I'm just doing a First Amendment constitutional audit, just trying to see, just trying to see if they respect my right to film in here. So far, they've been doing pretty good. To provoke some kind of reaction, no. No. I just want to make sure that they understand that I have a right to film in public. That's it. If they tell me to leave, I'll leave. You sound like someone who's, your stream is First Amendment, right? Yes, it is. Freedom of the press, which I am a public or a private journalist, so. Again, like I said earlier, I'm not trying to start anything at all. I just noticed that a lot of photographers are getting beaten and harassed, sometimes tased and pepper sprayed. I saw yesterday someone was just pepper sprayed just for walking out on the sidewalk recording. Exactly. It's a public place because it's a government-run facility. That's the point. Do my tax dollars not pay for the Fredericksburg Police Department where I live? They do. So people might think you're a hobo. Okay, well, I don't really care what people think of me. I'm not out to please other people. That's never been my prerogative at all. Could ask if there isn't possible to do a mini interview of getting a SWAT job, flat earth or chemtrail. I know this dude's trying to troll me. I mean, he has no profile picture, and you can't even read his profile name. Vision statement. I gotta hand it to the Fredericksburg Police Department. So far, they've passed. They've passed with flying colors so far. Unless someone comes out in the next few minutes and does something. Exactly, that's your right, but don't expect to not be called a troll if you do that. There we go. Now it's in focus. There's a phone for police assistance. Man, I gotta say, there's really not a lot going on. Police may think you are a troll. Why? Because I'm expressing my First Amendment right to record in public? That makes me a troll? Well, I guess you're gonna have to call every other person that does audits trolls as well. And just to let you know, a lot of these people are very active, involved in their communities. They're doing things for the members of their communities. I know someone who goes every Sunday and brings food to the senior center just to help feed the homeless so they have good, fresh, natural food to eat. So don't be calling them names. I don't care what you call me. I really don't. I'm not here to please you. But don't call these people that there's no such thing as a Constitution audit. Look it up on YouTube, my friend. There's thousands of videos on it. It's a First Amendment constitutional audit. It's my right to be able to do this. Man, we got 6 people in here. Jeez, it's more than I usually get. Thanks for joining the live stream, guys. Okay. This is very good for their department, though. We'll go outside a little bit. What time is it there? 4:55 right now. 5 minutes till. There's that same guy again. I gotta hand it. I'm very proud of the Fredericksburg Police Department. I mean, no cops have come out yet, so I mean, there's no real way to test it right now. Unless that one guy was a... no, he looked more like a corrections officer. I don't know. They have not noticed yet. Probably. One guy did notice what I was doing. He stopped and looked at me and then said something, and I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And he's like, hey. And then he just drove off. So one guy did. I don't know if he was a cop, though. It looked like he had some sort of uniform on, but it didn't look like a police officer's uniform. Okay. Oh, gotta put my hood on. It would be pretty cool if a cop car did roll up right now. That way I could just record him, because I wonder if you have any work or education. I have both. I wonder if you have any education. Open bracket, close bracket, open bracket, close bracket. What a name. Yeah, I doubt that you have any education either, my friend. Only someone that would call somebody, only someone that would have the balls to say something like that to somebody else, that situation's actually happening to them, so. Damn. Just dropped my cig. Oh, you're good, Spring Rain. Thanks for staying in the chat and hanging out. Oh man, you don't have a YouTube flat earth education degree. Damn, well that sucks, dude. I'm sorry you don't understand the truth. I'm sorry you still believe that you live on a spinning ball. You know, I'm not here to argue. This wasn't meant to be a flat earth video. I will argue flat earth anytime, but you know, you're in the wrong chat to be arguing flat earth, my friend. The very, very wrong chat. That's most of my subscribers are flat earthers. Why is it part of your identity to argue about this? No. Because I believe in letting people know the truth about this world. And I believe that we've been lied to about so many things. And I'm going to continue to educate people about flat Earth to the day that I die, because it's the truth. God's world is flat and stationary. And if you don't like that, well, I'm sorry. You can keep living a delusion, my friend. You're entitled to live a delusion if you want to. It's sad, though. And I wish the best for you, but if that's what you really want, you can go ahead. I'm gonna go back to the sidewalk, to the edge of the sidewalk right now, and see if I can wait here and smoke my cig and see if any cops. Your video. If not for flat Earth, there would be nothing that you could talk about with people because you're not a very interesting person. Oh, okay. So you know me personally then, don't you? You know who I am personally. Yeah, I mean, you must. To imply that that's the only thing I'm interested in is flat Earth. Yeah, this dude is an automatic shill. Well, I shouldn't say shill, but he's a definite troll. He could very well be in the Illuminati. Who knows? Better calm down, open bracket, close bracket, open bracket, close bracket, or I'm gonna put you in timeout, bro. I wasn't expecting to have to talk shit about troll, but I mean, you guys know that I'll defend flat Earth all the time whenever it's brought up. There's, you know, could you spot the difference? I don't think there is a difference, my friend. Because Illuminati's really an offshoot of Freemasonry. Yeah, I think it's time for somebody's nap. I think it's time for open bracket, close bracket's nap. Getting a little cranky there. Open bracket, close bracket. Oh. Yes, I do. That's my name, Flat Earth Sage. What questions am I incapable of answering? I'll answer whatever questions you have. I ain't got nothing to hide. No, you haven't asked me any questions. So how much does the government pay you to be a troll? They must pay you pretty well. Actually, Illuminati is an offshoot of Freemasonry. All Illuminati is an extreme view on Freemasonry. Illuminati's called the Enlightened Ones, or the Illuminated Ones. They basically broke off from Freemasonry because they felt like Freemasonry wasn't, how do I put it? What's a word I can put it so a person like you can understand? It's just a more radical view on Freemasonry, from what I'm able to understand. Yeah, that's really all it is in a nutshell. There's nothing there. It's a more radical view on Freemasonry. Pretty much all the famous people in the world. Oh yeah, I gotta speak baby talk to him. On this topic, brah. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. think you're wrong about that, my friend. All right, well, nothing's really happening here, which is good. That means that well, we're going to do a follow-up video because I didn't see any police officers. That's who I really want to see. I want to see if if the police officers understand that I have a right to film. It seems like the public understand, like people from the public understand. What does it matter how many videos I've watched before doing this? I watched the videos. I learned how it was done. I learned what the federal laws are requiring or regarding this. So what does that have to do with anything? You're asking dumb questions, bro. So, at least for today, for right now, I think we can give them a pass. I will. There's been hundreds of auditors who have done that at military bases. It is your right as a citizen. Your First Amendment constitutional right, the freedom of the press. Oh, I'm not going to block him. He's going to leave by himself. He's going to be like all these other trolls and get so frustrated that they're just going to leave. Have you resend or tried a virtual reality headset yet? Yeah, I have one actually at my house. I have the Oculus, but the cord there's a loose wire in the cord, so it doesn't work right, so I have to get it fixed. And I don't know if I'm gonna just say screw it and get the Oculus Go, which is a lot cheaper. We'll see. There's many things I have to do before that. Take care of. Open bracket, close bracket. Please watch some constitutional audit videos and you understand what I'm talking about. There is auditors that do audits at nuclear facilities, nuclear power plants. The cops come, the security tells them that they can't do it. They say they can. The security officers call the police. And the police tell them they have a right to record. Okay, well, you know, in America, we have things called rights. So, just to let you know, we have amendment rights. And our First Amendment right is constantly under attack. There's even auditors that have done audits next to embassies. Yeah. So that makes sense why you don't understand this whole audit idea, is because you're not from this country. No, it can't. How would you know? You're not from this country, bro. How do you know how do you know any of that shit? Our rights are being pushed to the dirt, and that's why, you know, that's why there's auditors out there making a difference, letting people know, hey, you're actually allowed to do this. This is your right. And that's the point. We're not going to let our rights be pushed to the dirt and be destroyed completely. That's why we exercise these rights. He's only 13. He probably is. He probably some really annoyed little kid. Well, those people, you're thinking of sovereign citizens. Sovereign citizens are dumbasses, okay? Most people don't even understand the word, what a sovereign citizen is. Those people are dumbasses and they don't know their rights. Now, if you're being stopped and the cop refuses to tell you why he stopped you, and he won't articulate a crime or a violation that you committed, you don't have to give him ID. I've seen plenty of videos where they don't give him ID, and they just cops just end up walking off, telling them have a nice day. You don't even have to talk to the police unless you're being accused of a crime. You don't have to issue any sort of ID unless you're being accused of a crime. Dude, they will shoot you and no one will report this in the news. Well, if that's the case, if that's their protocol, they're not really doing a good job of enforcing it, because there's hundreds of auditors that do this and they don't get shot. I've seen some get pepper sprayed and tased, but not shot. Not yet. I've seen people have guns pulled on them by cops, and if you think that's acceptable, well, you're mistaken. Oh. Who says they were gonna kill me? Dude, it's photography, okay? It's not a camera of mass destruction. I can just tell them to kick rocks if they're, if I'm not being accused of a crime and they're harassing me. I can just tell them to eat a fat one if I want to. I'm not this type of person, but if I really wanted to, I could flip them off and be perfectly fine. Which is legal as well, because it goes kind of with free speech. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. Has not happened to a single auditor yet. And I'm very involved with First Amendment auditors. I think you know what I was trying to say. They're all around flat. You're trying to get me to. I don't think we should go about explaining it. But no, I wouldn't ever say that to a cop. I'm just saying there are people that will say that, and that if I wanted to, I could say it. But I wouldn't. No, I mean, if a cop's being polite to me and stuff like that, and he's being cordial, I'm not going to be an ass. 90s gangster rap real quick. Yeah. But no, like I said in the beginning, like I'm not doing this to antagonize the police or anything like that. I'm just doing this because I feel bad that there's so many people that are trying to express their rights and they're being harassed and threatened and all that stuff, and it's not cool. And that's why I decided to do this. Nah, it's not actually true, man. Cops are. So that's why if there's a black man with nice clothes, looks good and stuff like that, has a decent haircut and stuff like that, that's why you're just telling me they're going to leave him alone. That every cop's just going to leave him alone. No. Unfortunately, that's not how the world works. And I've seen people that look exactly like the description that you're describing. Why? Because I'm wearing a big, comfortable, puffy FUBU jacket. That makes me look like a bum. Well, you know what? Oh, damn. Dude, and that's your opinion. You have the opinion to say I look like a homeless hobo, which is actually a contradiction in itself. A drug addict thief? Dude, you don't even know me. You know nothing about me. And if I had your first and last name right now, I could have you charged with defamation of character. So you better fucking chill, dude. Seriously. I'm sorry that your panties are in a bunch and everything right now, and that you're really butthurt about everything. But, you know, you don't take that out on other people. I don't care what cops think of me, bro. No, I'm not mad at this dude. I just think it's kind of funny. This dude knows nothing about me, but yet he's making all the assumptions in the world. You know what happens when you make an assumption, bro? You make an ass out of you and me. You don't know me, and I guarantee you're not one of my subscribers. Well, Trump's allowed to get away with that because Trump's in the Illuminati, and they have his back no matter what. So, if you don't think Trump's in the Illuminati, you're heavily deceived. Heavily deceived. Dude, if you don't live in the USA, why are you telling people how you think their rights should work and how you think their laws should work if you don't live in the US? Illuminati or Mason? Who fucking knows? He's not the best he's not the best individual. But you're talking about something, like I said before, the Illuminati organization is an offshoot of Freemasonry. I don't have to get a haircut just because you say I have to. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. Who are you? You're probably some 12-year-old kid anyway. I'm 28 years old, bro. I can live my life how I want to live it. I don't need other people trying to tell me how they think I should live my life. You're only saying that because I'm wearing a big puffy FUBU jacket. You're my mom? Yeah, right. That's hilarious. You're my mom. Nah, you couldn't be my mom because my mom's not a dickhead like this, like you are. My mom's actually a nice lady, a nice human being. She doesn't go around to people's YouTube videos causing trouble and trolling. That's not what she does. She's a very kind, hard-working woman. Oh, man. Starting to get hungry. Nope. Nope, because my mom knows I'm a grown-ass man. And just because my hair's a little bit long doesn't mean I don't wash. And tell me how I'm a hobo if I live in an apartment and I have my own apartment. How does that make me a hobo? I have a job and I have my own apartment. So if I'm a hobo, I'm one of the hobos that's doing damn well for himself. Oh, not really. What is that supposed to mean? What part of that message that you just messaged me made sense to you? I don't know what flat earthers you've been watching, my friend. I don't know who you've been watching. I know a lot of heavy hitters in the flat earth community, and I have no idea who you're talking about. That's right. Won this Yo Mama battle, hands down, though. Alright, bro. You're only saying they're more detached from reality because they have a different view from you. No. We are the ones living in reality. You are the ones living a delusion. You're the ones thinking you live on a spinning ball spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. And that you don't feel it, and that makes sense. Who really sounds like the dumbass here? Not flat earthers. You're gonna sit here and tell me that a flat stationary surface is not meant for us to live on, but a ball is, that spins at 1,000 miles is? Oh man, somebody needs to educate themselves. Big time. Except that the world doesn't work with globe maps, and if you even talk to pilots, they'll tell you that they find a straight path the whole ride. So you're wrong about that. Actually, flight routes on a globe map make zero sense compared to a AE map. What are you talking about? The AE map has been used for pilots for a long time. Pilots and ship navigators for a long time. So what are you talking about? Oh gosh, guys, we got a Wolfie 6020 fan here, and he proved a lot of times. He proved it, guys. Wolfie 6020 was the one who proved it, that we live on a circular Earth. Apparently, because this guy says it. Yeah, but the GPS navigation when you're going on plane routes, it can't be tracked. Well, it can be tracked, but the route can't be proven. Why? Because if you're in a flight in the south, in the what you would consider the south hemisphere, and you go over oceans, the flights aren't tracked. The second they start going over oceans, they're not tracked. It automatically loses GPS signal right off the bat. They're not tracked. They're tracked, but you can't prove the routes that they're taking. You can't prove it. Because like I said, the GPS signal drops off right when they start going over the oceans. It drops off. You can look it up yourself. I have. What do you mean, how do ships navigate? They have AE maps that they use. They have azimuth equidistal maps that they use. And they pretty much use the currents to their advantage as well. Well, depends on what boats, I guess. Currents do kind of control a lot of the movement. What's up, dude? Do you even know what GPS is, dude? Because I don't think you even know what GPS is. GPS is not bouncing signals off satellites in space. Sorry, that's not what it is. GPS is purely ground-based. So even if they did use GPS, it's not the way you think it is. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because it's all done by ground, or it's all ground based. It's all land based. That's why it's able to calculate that stuff. And I don't doubt that it can track 1,000 ships in the middle of the ocean. But it's because it's ground based. Not because of satellites. Satellites aren't what you think they are. Actually, there are. There's ground. There's land. There's receiver towers pretty much in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. There's just not as many in the southern hemisphere. Invent this on the go. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But I can promise you that all satellite is ground-based. Ugh. All ground-based. Now, are there things up there floating around in the sky? Yeah. But Jaren Ism even filmed ISS with his own camera. That doesn't prove satellites exist. And not to mention, I've seen that video as well, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jaren even was talking about it could be some sort of hologram, or it could be some sort of inflatable dirigible. Bottom line is, it's not how you think it is. That proves there's things floating up in the sky. That doesn't prove that it's in space or that signals get sent to them. It doesn't prove shit. All you know is that there's things floating or flying around in the sky. You don't know what they are. Why? You don't think the government's capable of hologram technology? Are you retarded, dude? Seriously? Our governments experiment with pretty much everything. Most of these satellites are just high altitude weather balloons. That's all they are. High altitude weather balloons and or holograms. Just like the World Trade Center. That was done completely by hologram. I don't know. Projected from someplace where the government, initiates it. I don't know. I just know that it's either one of those two. And just because you see something flying around in the sky doesn't mean there's people inside it, too. Keep that in mind. Well, I don't have to. Most people already know it was a combination of a controlled demolitions and hologram projection. And there's multiple pieces of video evidence showing that that's what it is. So you're so deceived that you don't even understand that 9/11 was an inside job. No, rockets, what about rockets? All they are is it's just what they are, rockets. It doesn't mean that it's going into space. I don't know what you mean by a bunch of Saudi citizens. Oh, 9/11, no. It wasn't a bunch of Saudi citizens. Are you that deceived and deluded in the head, bro? Are you just someone that just refuses to look at all the proof and all the evidence? I bet you think it's normal to find a completely intact passport in a pile of rubble that hasn't had one scratch on it. I bet you think that's normal too, huh? I bet you think it's normal to find a black box in a pile of rubble that hasn't been damaged in any way, shape, or form. Is that normal? I don't fucking think so. That's completely unnormal. That was the story that they said it was a bunch of Saudi citizens, but that's bullcrap. There's too much evidence saying that that's not true. Yeah, but it didn't even have a scratch on it, my friend. I'm not saying it wasn't beaten or damaged. Well, I am saying it wasn't beaten or damaged, but it was completely intact. There should at least be 1 or 2 scratches on it, something. But there's not. There's not. And I bet you also think it's normal that the person who owned the World Trade Center buildings took out a huge insurance policy the day before it happened. Right? A few seconds before it even happens, you can even see the dude who owned the facility say on his radio, pull it. Pull Tower 7. You can look that up. No. There's no way they could have done it. I'm not saying no. All right, look, Saudi Arabians. I don't care what country you're from. Just because you're from the Middle East doesn't mean you're a terrorist. Okay? It doesn't mean that. I've met plenty of people from Saudi Arabia that are actually really nice people. Good, hard-working individuals. Wouldn't cause a problem for anybody. The government claimed it was Saudi terrorists, so we would have a reason to go invade the Middle East for oil, because we really wanted those resources. And of course we can't just willfully throw troops in there for no reason. Nobody's going to support that. So the government had to come up with an excuse. They had to come up with a fear tactic for the people. Yeah, I mean, of course there are people like that in the world, but the sad truth is that these people were not involved. These were just your ragtag Saudi Arabians that they tried telling you ended up doing that, but actually didn't. There's no proof to validate that actually happened. And in fact, the biggest thing I can say is jet fuel can't melt steel beams, my friend. It can't. I used to be a welder's assistant. I can promise you that it can't. Fuel they use to burn those steel beams and shit is way, way hotter than jet fuel. Way hotter. Yeah, that's a group of people. That's some people in some countries that say that. That's not everybody. Just like here in the US, we have fucked up people here that will say the same shit in this country. Sim Ting Wong. Who's Sim Ting Wong? Or some... Oh, Some Ting Wong. Okay, I got that. Dude, you're not understanding it. I'm telling you that jet fuel cannot melt steel beams. I've worked on steel beams. I've worked as a welder's assistant before. I know how hot they can reach. I know how hot the temperatures can reach. I mean, if it melts completely, it's broken. If you have a steel beam and it starts melting halfway in the middle and it keeps melting, what's going to happen? It's going to break. I should not have to explain basic physics to you. This should be something that you understand on your own. I can't believe I'm sitting here telling you about something that should be common knowledge, common sense. Jet fuel cannot melt steel beams. And a tower or a building of that size I don't know what the fuck you mean by that. That makes no sense. That comment there. Dude, you're alright. I'm telling you again, jet fuel will not melt steel beams. You're not understanding the situation. It just won't happen. And anybody who works in demolitions, anyone who's ever done demolitions in the past will also know that the way the tower completely collapsed and fell completely straight down, that's a demolitions explosion. That's a controlled demolition. And I'm guessing you're not understanding that our government had to lie. Our government basically did this themselves. They've been doing shit like this for years. 4 years. I said jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Well, still, that's my whole point. The jet fuel doesn't get hot enough to be able to make it bend and collapse. It won't get those steel beams hot enough to do that. Demolition falls from the top down because because they put explosives at the base in order to get the building to come down all at once. That's how they have to do it, because that poses the least bit of damage possible to the surrounding area. That's how they have to do it. Exactly. The collapse happens from the top and it falls straight down to the bottom. That's what I'm talking about. That's a demolition. Thank you for stating my case. Thank you for agreeing with me. That's how it works. Exactly. It collapses. It starts falling from the top down towards the bottom. Are you like 5 years old, dude? Seriously? My 6-year-old sister can comprehend this. How can you not? I mean, I'm assuming you're probably over the age of 13. Exactly. It falls from the top straight down. No, dude, it falls from the top straight down. I've done construction before, okay? I know what the hell I'm talking about. Not to mention the size of the plane wasn't even enough to, it shouldn't have even been enough to collapse that whole building. Because that building's huge, or was huge. Exactly. The explosions happen at the bottom. It is the same thing. When the explosion happens at the bottom, it loses its supporting structure. If it loses its supporting structure, it falls straight down. It starts falling from the top down. And it basically falls down and collapses in on itself. That's what happens. I don't know what the fuck explosions you've been looking at. Or what the fuck demolitions you've been looking at. You just keep saying what I've already been saying. You need... Dude, I already know what happens, okay? I understand physics. If you lose your foundation, the building falls straight down. That's what happens. To be honest, they probably had explosives in probably higher up from the foundation, probably towards the middle of the building as well. But regardless, it would still fall straight down. Why? Because it would lose its foundation and would start to fall. The weight from the top of the building would crush down onto it, so it would just collapse all at once. Anybody who works in demolitions will tell you that that was a demolition job. It's not the result of a plane. Yep, because of gravity. Yep, that's why it falls straight down. No, but I don't think a building of that size could be taken down by a small craft such as that size. Not to mention, our government did this. You're not understanding me, bro. Our government did this as a way of going to the Middle East, as an excuse, as a way to get the public riled up enough to want to go to the Middle East. It was an inside job done by the United States government. Actually, anyone who does demolitions would agree with me. I've heard demolition experts who say that it has to be a demolition based on the way it fell. Not to mention, how do you explain people on the news talking about Tower 7 falling, how Tower 7 is currently falling when it's not even falling? They had news about Tower 7 falling before it actually did. So how do you explain that one? How do you explain the media already knowing that that tower was going to fall? Not to mention that the people they claimed were in the plane or on that plane weren't even on that plane. People check flight records and stuff like that. Those people, those Saudi terrorists they claimed were terrorists and were responsible for that and were on the plane, none of them were on that plane. These are just random Muslims that they put on a list and told people these are the people that did it. No, that's not. They didn't mess the time. But no. And I bet you how do you also explain the dude who owned the towers, who seconds before it even happened was on a radio walkie-talkie and said the words "pull it, pull Tower 7." How do you explain that? Well, obviously they didn't hide Saudi involvement if they automatically came right out and said it was the Saudi Arabians that did it. You know, we have to go to the Middle East. We have to protect our freedom. And then what do they do when they get there? They take over oil fields and try to institute westernized banking into the Middle East. Because we have audio recording of him saying it. And who identified that was him? Because they looked it up. They looked up who owned the World Trade Center. Who owned that building and found his name and his face. That's how they know that it was him. Exactly. They invaded the Middle East. Because it wasn't just, they didn't just say it was just Saudi Arabians. They said it was Iraqis, a team of Iraqis, Saudi Arabians, and I think one guy from Lebanon. And esoteric, it's the significance of 9 jumping to 11. Unplug your TV. Yeah, that's a good point, Spring Rain. Glad you brought that up. It's been, it's, and actually, it's kind of crazy because I was looking at the front cover for an NES video game, Die Hard. The front cover of Die Hard, this was made in like 1985. The front cover of it was the World Trade Center's on fire. For the Die Hard game. So I feel like people knew that this was going to happen. There's been signs and clues. I saw that, I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Angry Video Game Nerd, and he was doing a video on it. He was looking at it. He's like, "Can we just talk about the cover? It's like, it's yeah." He's like, "We're not going there." Kind of crazy. Dude, this guy's facing a heavy deception. No, it was the Twin Towers, bro. The picture on the front cover of the game was the Twin Towers on fire. Nothing else. Just the Twin Towers on fire. They knew. They knew this was going to happen. So you're telling me... Bro, you're not making sense, okay? Like, look. Twin Towers were on fire in a video game cover art from 1985. Nothing else was displayed. No other buildings, cities, or anything. Exactly, it's predictive programming, but, you know, open bracket, close bracket doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand. He thinks all the governments of the world are telling the truth all the time and that we can take their word for granted at face value. Bro, that's not an excuse. There should not be 2 trade centers on fire in that picture. There should not be the trade centers on fire at all. You're calling me straw man? You're straw manning me. What the fuck are you talking about right now? I'm just telling you what the picture says. You're trying to make up excuses why there should be a smoky, burning World Trade Center image in a video game from 1985, and you think it's normal? You think that's normal? That's not normal. I'm not straw manning you, man. You're straw manning me. Yes, they lie all the time, bro. You yourself just going auditing because you believe that the Constitution works. I mean, the Constitution does work as far as I'm concerned. And as far as most Americans are concerned, yes, the Constitution works. You're not going to come educate me on how my country's supposed to operate when you're not even from this country. You're not going to do it. Well, people lie about our rights all the time, so I don't know what you're talking about there. You're bringing up straw man arguments. That's the only way they can work. You think if the government came out and told everybody the truth about everything, that they would still be in power and they'd still be in control? Are you fucking kidding me? Exactly. Exactly, Spring Rain. The government wants you to think they're telling the truth so they can have you in their control. That's how it works. Doesn't matter which government it is, that's how they all work. They can still control you because they have money and you don't. Exactly. They can. They can control me to a certain extent. But they can't control everything about me. My battery's getting low. I'm probably gonna have to end this live stream soon. "90% of the time there is a need to lie because they're doing fucked up and shiesty shit. Are you not aware that our military has experimented with biological weapons on its own troops? They tested mustard gas on their own troops and told them, "Oh, you're doing this for the greater good of the world." And what happened? Their skin started melting off because of this shit. No, dude, they lie more than that. You're super deceived. In what year that happened? That was in, I believe it was the 40s. It was either the 40s or 50s, I believe. "People responsible for this are dead because people die." Wow, that was the dumbest statement I've ever heard. The dumbest comment. And that's only one example of fucked up shit that they've done. The U.S. government has also put normal Japanese citizens in concentration camps. But no one's gonna fucking talk about that. No, the government is still the same. They still follow the same rules and regulations. They always have. There is only one way to control a massive amount of people such as this, and that's with fear. That's what they're doing. They're keeping us fearful so we'll rely on them. And most of the times, they're the ones causing the fear. See, all this dude's doing is bringing up straw man arguments right now. And he thinks he's smart. I didn't say anything about them being immortal. Yeah, I don't know what he is. If he's not a troll, I don't know what he is. Oh, a shill. Yeah, he probably is a shill. Because he's trying to encourage us to trust our government and stuff like that. When we know they do fucked up shiesty shit all the time. They're the ones who killed JFK. And JFK was probably one of the best presidents we've ever had in the modern era. Well, that's where you're wrong. I don't want to be part of the government. Why? Because I don't want to be part of terrorists. I don't want to be associated with terrorists. And that's what our government is. They're the biggest terrorists in the world. And you can take that to the bank. Yeah, they killed JFK. It's already been established that there was multiple shooters. Already been established. No, I study history. I'm a history buff. I know what some of the things that JFK wanted to talk about. He wanted to talk about a lot of things. You know, he wanted to talk about he wanted to talk about the truth about space. He wanted to talk about, you know, he basically the problem that they had with him is he couldn't keep his mouth shut. He wanted to talk about everything because he cared about people. No, it's called from being in 12 years of school and going to college. Not from watching YouTube videos. And so what if I watch a YouTube conspiracy video? What the fuck does that mean? That doesn't mean that it's not true. Just because it's on YouTube. You can learn a lot on YouTube. You can learn how to play guitar, learn how to sew, learn how to start a coin collection, learn martial arts. You can learn anything you want. I don't know. I just know that he was a good president. He had a lot that he wanted to talk about, a lot that he wanted to help people, a lot that he wanted to do and fix and change. And the government wouldn't. He couldn't keep his mouth shut, so the government took care of him. Nah, people lie everywhere. But, I don't believe just because it's a conspiracy video that it's a lie. That's ridiculous. So, what does that have to do with anything? The difference is that those presidents didn't even have a thought to talk about any of the real shit that was going on. Kennedy did. He wanted to. Talking is that when you're the president of the United States and you're talking about shit that you shouldn't be talking about, yeah, talking can do something. And it is the same as doing in that situation right there. No, he didn't. He didn't put anybody on the moon. Nobody went to the moon. Not one person. Not one person. Nothing. No. Didn't even go one time. Sorry. He was great because he was going to expose the corruptedness of our government. But that was before